I got some crazy news to announce to you guys. Yesterday, if you weren't in the Discord or were not aware, DJ Jai made an announcement about the fairy update being dropped. Here's the announcement right here. So this weekend, a fairy event and more. This update brings an all new limited time fairy event. Discover and play to unlock brand new seeds, pets, items, weather, and lots more. There will also be other new content / features added. Follow here. And then if you just click here, it'll just bring you to the event fairy page. Now let me hit notify so I'm notified when it goes live. And it does go live at 9 a.m. I think Central Time. I don't know. I recently moved, so these time zone changes is kind of a little bit different for me. I got to get used to that. And if you take a look at this picture, you can kind of see some new stuff or maybe some added cosmetics that could be into the game. Let me zoom in a little bit if I can. There we go. So you see this giant fairy tree. I feel like that's going to be where the beanstalk thing is, in the middle, like how everything goes. Usually all the event stuff is in the middle. Hopefully they do something different instead of feeding plants to the middle and gaining some quest or gaining like access to it. This whole thing would become how like I don't know if you played during the night egg when the raccoons were first implemented into the game. That was just doing quests like picking plants and turning things in, but just overall doing things in the game, not just turning in some like specific plants. You can also see 2 pillars over here and like rocks. These are already cosmetics added into the game. These lanterns, I don't know if they have lanterns in the game yet. Hopefully, if they don't, they might add that into the game. And if I were you guys, I would start preparing your garden. Now, I only have 6 reclaimers. I do have to craft a lot more because I want to get rid of every single plant. Maybe not the beanstalks because I do have the green bean that kind of benefits from the beanstalks. So, or maybe I just keep 1 beanstalk just for this guy. But I really would start preparing. I mean, or clearing your garden out, clearing some space out. You know, I don't really care about these flare melons no more. I don't really care for the giant event anymore. You know, it's already Wednesday right now, or it's Thursday actually, my mistake. Wednesday was yesterday. It's already Thursday, so there's like 2 more days till the weekend. So might as well be done with the whole thingy. I'm not going to get rid of my bone blossoms because, I mean, look at this thing. I got like a Titan Kaiju bone blossom over here. I'm just going to put it over here, park it on the corner so it's not really in the way of anything. I'm also going to pick out all these giant plants because might as well get the money from them. But everything else I'm probably going to recall. I gotta make a bunch of them. Probably a lot of these beanstalks too. Now, if your garden is filled up, start doing that. Just start preparing, clearing things out because you never know what you might need. And even if you have to replant some stuff, might as well do that than have a filled garden and having to re-prepare your stuff during the event and lacking far behind. Now, there is a whole entire starboard, which you can see I kind of searched up over here. Let me jump to it real quick. It's right here by Salem. They made a whole suggestion about, you know, friendly fairies. So I feel like this update came from their suggestion or was influenced by their suggestion. So it's the Friendly Fairies update. An enchanting fairy godmother visits the garden seeking safety, offering fantastical rewards in exchange for performing spells that could protect her species from an evil witch chasing them. And the core mechanics would be the players receive their own spell books after talking with the fairy godmother Baba Yaga. The powerful queen of witches and monsters threatens the safety of me and my children. Just on my own I am unable to stop her, so please lend me your strength to perform the spells that this magic book holds, and I will grant you rewards in exchange. Hurry, Baba Yaga will come soon. Now, if you're into horror stuff like I am, you know what Baba Yaga is or who Baba Yaga is if they are actually like referencing the exact person. But once the player opens the book, they will see 9 different spells. So it looks like this whole thing has to do with casting spells or mutating plants. So for example, which refreshes every 12 hours, some might require mutated plants on a specific amount of shekels and maybe even certain pets. So you might have to sacrifice some pets. Hopefully not anything rare because that would be a huge bummer if so. Every time the players complete 3 spells, they will gain rewards, which can include cosmetics, fairy-themed pets, the new egg, or seed packs. They will also gain rewards for reaching certain milestones of spells performed, gaining the special fairy bloom plant or firefly dragon pet as a final reward. Now, I was going to reference this, the firefly. So I don't know if it's fireflies, dragon or firefly dragon. But if you didn't know, a long time ago there was big talks about the firefly pet right here. It was never added into the game. I think it's only in the testing servers. I'm not too sure. But basically this is what would shock your plants. So instead of having the Raiju that you have now, this would naturally just shock your plants. But this was never in the game. But there was also a dragon like that was in the talks but never really implemented into the game. So here's the dragon. Here's what it looks like. You know, it's a dragon. And it just scorches the soil, occasionally sets random nearby fruit ablaze, applying the burnt mutation. Now, the cooked owl does that. So if they do implement the dragon and the firefly, maybe they'll keep the same ability. For the dragon, I would like for them to make the tier more legendary instead of just a common pet. Maybe like divine or mythical, because those are like crazy rare creatures in mythology and all that stuff. Now coming back to here, the fairy godmother weaving special and secret transmutation magic can turn hatched pets into eggs or even seed packs. The rarer the pet, the higher the amount of items you receive. The process takes 1 hour to complete. So I guess if you do turn in a rare pet, you get more rewards, but is it really worth it? Maybe it depends on the pet. Maybe if it's like a useless rare pet, then go ahead. But some of the rewards can include the fairy egg, the fairy seed pack, the fairy crate, dreamy mutation spray, and what's inside the fairy egg could be sporling, pixies, lotus frogs, dryads, or an ent, which is, you know, it shows like mushroom children, small fairies, a frog, maidens of the forest, tree people. And with the fairy seed pack, there could be queen anns, pixie bells, hydrangea, fairy ring, weeping willow. Weeping willow is actually a really nice plant. You know, it's one of my favorite plants, I'm not gonna lie. And for the fairy crate, this is just like cosmetic, so it's gonna be like fairy vines and ivy, tiny cottages, a stone pathway, lightning bug jar, fungi archway, lotus ponds. Now this is probably not 100% going to be there. Maybe they have their own implementations and own rewards that they're going to add. So this suggestion I would kind of take with a little bit of a grain of salt. It's good that they're doing a friendly update or a fairy update, but the rewards could be different. The way they look could be different. You know, these fairy eggs could be different, like what's coming in here. You know, it could be anything. We don't know. Things that were supposed to be implemented that were never implemented, or just ideas. Like for example, the dragon and the firefly over here. But we don't really know. I mean, we got like 2 more days before this actually happens, and I would just start preparing. Like if you have everything from the giant, then you're good. You know, if you don't care about the golden goose or nothing else. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, I did play during the giant update. You know, I got some stuff, I think. I really don't. Yeah, I got some spore eggs that I can't really sprout eggs that I can't really hatch because my inventory is filled, and I do have more sprout eggs here. I could place them down, but I can't hatch them. Too close? Okay, might as well just place them down so I have them going. But I really have to start crafting reclaimers and just overall start preparing. You know, get your money up, start, you know, clearing out your garden, start like preparing certain plants. You know, don't shovel your plants unless you have them. Like I have a ton of coconuts. I don't think I have that many coconut seeds, but so far what I've realized is coconuts are the GOAT when it comes to event plants, or event plants. When you're trying to turn things in, when it gives like fruit plants or wooden plants, I just use coconuts, man. Like coconuts are the best. Even during the pot, like for example, fruit plants, I'll just grab my coconuts, put them up in here, and then boom, the beanstalk is fully grown. Even during the whole the honey event with the bees, I use coconuts because it would pollinate it, and I would just turn it in, and you just get so much like pollen because of how large the coconuts could be. Yeah, I feel like this update is going to be very unique and very fun. Hopefully it is very unique. I'm kind of getting a little bit tired of just turning in plants to grow things or to get stuff. If they implement that spell book where you can actually like cast spells or do some magic with the fairy godmother or the, you know, whoever's going to be in the middle here, that would be amazing. I feel like that would be a change of things. I mean, yes, it still has the same system of like turning in fruits and pets and stuff like that, but it's casting spells, bro. It's better than just growing a beanstalk or getting honey as a currency to buy some stuff. So this would be actually like really cool. I do actually have to clear out my pet inventory though. I have like a ton. Look at these mandrakes I have, bro. I have so many mandrakes. I want to get rid of them, but the rot mutation, like that, I mean, will I really need that rot mutation? I don't think so. So I mean, I'm gonna be preparing. I recommend you guys start preparing too, even if it's just saving money, clearing your garden out, or just planting basic plants. I mean, we don't know what plants are going to be used. We don't know anything. I'm just gonna keep my coconuts and like the basic plants. I'm gonna recall everything, and if I have to replant stuff, I'll replant stuff. It don't matter. Just do not shovel any plants that you think you might need. I wouldn't do that. Just reclaim them. You know, you have 2 days, so what, 48 hours, maybe more than 48 hours a little bit, and just get right to it. And that's really it. I mean, I'm excited for this. I'm gonna be present during the admin abuse event because, hey, maybe you'll get like a fairy admin pet or something, you know, who knows? I want one of that. Hopefully it gives a free pet. And I'll see you next time.